So let's just go over some quick things you're going to want to set your wish list to. So this is my wish list right now for the current beta for what I need based on my heroes. Again, like I said, I'm free to play. You can do a lot in this game without spending any money. This is what you could look forward to after several months playing. You don't need to spend money to have fun here, but if you do, boy, does it help. I've got a lot of friends that have way cooler, even cooler stuff. But to get you started for a 5-day adventure is going to be a little bit different than what you would do for the long term, right? So you're going to want to think about what's going to help me on this. I'm just going to go on a 6-day, actually. I'm sorry, 6-day adventure. So to do a 6-day adventure, before you start pulling heroes, there's 2 tiers of hero. That's the main thing to know about Journey. There are S-level heroes and A-level heroes. The S-level heroes are presumably much stronger than the A-level heroes. It's not entirely true, but generally speaking, they tend to be. But the main thing is that they are much more rare than the A-level heroes. So it takes fewer of them to ascend up. They ascend slightly differently than the A-levels do. So it's mainly a rarity thing. This is what I have right now for my long-term beta. This is what I need on my account right now. You're going to want to have Thorin on yours as well. He is probably the best hero in the game as far as usefulness right now. He's the most desired, certainly, by all players. All of us that have I've been playing since April, and I still only have 2 copies of him. If you get a Thorin, well done. He's tremendous. He's just the best tank. He can die twice before actually dying. He dies 3 times total before he's dead. On the 3rd time, he doesn't rise again. But then you're going to want to add, I would say healers and tanks is what you're going to want out of these 5, right, to get really started. So the way that the normal envelopes they're a lot more common than the epic ones. They do separate them. They make the red ones, a more valuable reward. With the white envelopes, you are picking who you want based on their faction. So you can have 2 S-level Lightbearers and 2 A-level Lightbearers on your wish list, and these are the heroes that you'll get. I guess if you get an S or A level, it'll be someone from your wish list, so that's cool. So when a card goes orange, if you're pulling them, you know it's going to be one of these 8, which is great. This is focusing just on the Beta Voyage, so you know that's what this is for. It's just going to change our value system a little bit because we're not going to have the time to build up. Rowan is a great plug-and-play healer. You want to get a healer and a tank as soon as you can so that you can really charge in there, and that could be Rowan and Granny, right? That could be Hewin and Brutus. I mean, that would be a great pair as well. They don't have to be the same faction. They just have to be a strong tank and a strong healer, and you will be set for your 5 or 6 days, I promise you. If you get yourself a Hewin, you may want to take Rowan off of here and put on Vala, right? Vala is a really good hero. Cassidy is really, really great. She's a mage. You girls are going to love her especially. She's beautiful and sweet and kind. She's a great member of the story, too. But she needs some building to be super effective. So you guys that are like grinders and trying to push through as much as you can, I might stay away from her during the beta test, during the short beta, the voyage. So really, as I said earlier, you don't need Atalanta for anything. Temerity is a hero that's kind of fun to play with. She has a horse. She rides into and attacks the back line, but she's kind of one that also needs built up, kind of like Cassidy. So my best recommendations for the S tier Lightbearers would be Rowan or Vala. Honestly, I would just keep them both on there. But if you get, like I said, if you get Hewin, you might want to swap Rowan to, maybe you do want to get Cassidy because she's awesome. But I'm gonna leave it like this because this is what I would recommend you start with. Then everybody needs Merrily. I still need Merrily. She's one of, if not the best, A tier hero these days. Actually, Eddie probably is a little more so, but for Merrily, she's an excellent physical damage doer. She uses her bow and arrow. I could do more, but we're trying to keep this quick. So you definitely want her on there no matter where you are or what you're doing. And then for quick starting out, honestly, Valen can shred in the early game as a carry. If you don't have yourself a CCA, even if you do, if you get a couple copies of Valen, which I think you get at least one because he's one of the main characters of the actual Journey story, Oh my gosh, his ult. Just try it. Use Valen. His ult will just demolish anything around. And if you get stuck on one of those the tactical drills where you need to like kill all the enemies, and you'll see them during this, I'm sure. There's 3 waves of it, and you have to kill all the enemies in a certain amount of time. If you're having trouble, try Valen. And if you do and it works, remember where you heard it. Okay, so now we're on to Maulers. We've got Shakir is just the coolest, and you really should get a Shakir. He was my carry when I started playing the game. He is so strong as a melee who can go out there, and he can actually kind of sub-tank for you. If you don't have a tank, try Shakir if you get him. He may be enough. We'll have to see, and I'll let you know again when the actual thing comes out, but he may be enough to get you through 6 days. He's a very, very strong kind of hybrid between a rogue and a tank, I would say. Smokey, you want him on here no matter what. He is an incredible healer. Like I said, he's the strongest healer in the game. Rice, it just came out, literally brand new hero. Could be good. He's a marksman. Haven't used him. Again, Brutus would be an excellent tank. If you don't have a tank yet, go for Brutus. Stay away from Lamont. He's just not... His kit isn't worked out yet enough for you to need him, which is sad because when I first looked at all the heroes, he was the guy that I wanted the most, honestly, when I first got into Journey. Okay, but this is what I would keep it looking like for now, for Maulers, for S. And for over here, Eddie, who has been renamed recently to Odie. So if you guys do one thing for me, please tell them when they ask what you thought of the game, say that it made... If you at least... Okay, don't lie to them. But if you are a fan of Eddie, tell them. Tell them how much you loved Eddie and that it was upsetting when they changed the name of one of our main characters to something else. You probably want Seth. He is an excellent melee, kind of like Shakir, but Seth has a debuff on him as well. He does need a few copies to get going and be good, so Kruger might also be a good choice. People are really enjoying Entendre too. She's a solid tank, I guess. I haven't used her much yet. She's fairly new. She's from AFK Arena as well. And then, of course, again, girls are going to want my girlfriend, Citrana. Guys, she's taken. But Citrana she's a magic caster. She's not that strong, but for her dance alone, you might want to get a copy. Girl knows how to flame weave. Down here, we've got the Wilders. We've got Iron, who, again, I said you cannot get him from any of the stores in the game. So this is a great place to keep him on your wish list because the only way you'll be able to get him is from these card pulls. And then Hewin until you get a healer. If you get a healer, you might throw Granny on if you still don't have a tank. Or you could throw on Brian. All 4 of them are really good heroes. And Brian is one of the better damage doers in the game. Better, maybe top 5, maybe. Very, very strong marksman, and it's magic damage for him as well, which is important. Everyone does either magic or physical. Okay, so then over here, but for now I would leave Hewin on there until you get a healer, like I said. And then over here, Leica is one of the main characters of the story. She, I think, is okay at early levels. Pretty quickly, she kind of starts to lag behind, but then all these A-level Wilders are not particularly great. Arden is at higher levels. I'm excited to ascend him fairly soon to Mythic. He's got a great route, but you're not going to get there in 6 days, so probably Leica she has haste right away as soon as the battle starts. Parisa has been getting a lot of updates. They've been changing her kit a lot. She is definitely somebody to try out. She's got a really strong ult that, again, they just keep upgrading her, and I think they're trying to make her into something really strong. So we'll have to see what it looks like and check back in with me, once we get our hands on this voyage. So, and then down here, finally, we've got the Graveborns. So Thorin, just do it. He is unreal. Strongest here. And not only is he the strongest tank, he can die 3 times, but he also increases the damage of your whole team by like 16%, I think, at max level. It's by at least 10% right off the bat. So I don't want to lie to you guys. It's at least 8%. It might be 10. I don't know. As you level him up, it gets higher. But he increases the whole team's damage as well as taking the damage for them. He's unbelievable. And then Carolina, I probably would not start with right off. You need Cecia. She's a carry. She will single-handedly carry you through the first chapter of this game. go for her until you get her. I think they were at one point giving everyone a copy of her when you start out. So let me know how that is in the comments. Let me know if you guys get one. If it seems like your friends get one as well, I'd love to know so I can let everyone know, like, you know, oh, you don't need to have her on your wish list because everyone's getting one, or keep her on the wish list because then you could ascend her and she gets way stronger the more copies you get. So, and then over here we've got finally the A tier Graveborn, and Viperian is awesome, new-ish character, one of the newer ones they've added. He's really neat. Sylvina is strong. She's from AFK Arena. She's really big in some of the lore. If you know anything about the Violet Orphanage, her sister Isabella was once lived there with Scarlet from AFK Arena. I would just covered their stories actually. If you go to here on our channel, you can find Isabella's story as well as Scarlet's story. And the Violet Orphanage episode of the Asperia Chronicles will be out this week, which is my lore show again on Sunday mornings. Here, I don't know how effective she is right off the bat, like for the 6-day test. Try her out. Let me know what you think. I think Niru's getting an overhaul. He's a healer in this game, and a decent one at that. None of the Graveborn A-tier heroes are particularly needed or useful at this point in the current game, but they are. I heard rumors that they're upgrading. Stay tuned. There's a lot of hero changes to come, and you know, all this might not be well, most of it will probably still be relevant when the game comes out, but some of this will be changed, and I'll let you know what changes. If you don't have a healer, definitely get yourself a Niru. So we'll go with Niru for now. This is how I would have it look to start out the Beta Voyage test. I hope that you found this useful. I hope it wasn't too much. If it wasn't enough, come back for more. Really quick, what I would tell you to do when you get into the game, besides immediately changing your wish lists, every day in the store, you can buy a letter for 210 diamonds. They are 300 diamonds when you go to the tavern and you just want to recruit somebody. It's we can see right here, it's 300 diamonds to obtain one of these suckers. And I don't know why it doesn't say it, but that's how much it is. Maybe because I don't have that much. I have 62 right now. Life of a free-to-play. Or you can buy 10 of them for 2,700 here, see? So even the discount on the 10 draw, which is the best way to buy if you're trying to buy heroes in-game, this is the best value in your diamonds. You're still going to want to buy this one in the store every day because it would be 2,100 for a 10 draw. So it's a great deal. Buy this every day as it resets. And you can also get acorns here, which are huge. They will really help you if you are trying to ascend some heroes in this. You're probably going to be short of acorns to start out. I would recommend buying these as well, or maybe wait a couple. It's hard to say how many copies you're going to get of stuff. Maybe you won't need the acorns. I don't know. It's kind of a tough call. In a 6-day thing, maybe don't get the acorns. I really am not sure. So we'll have to see. I'll advise again when it comes out. But I would probably stay away from the gear in here unless you're like overloaded with gold. Then, you know, maybe go for it. But mostly what's important is these letters every day and possibly the acorns. It is a good deal on the acorns. It's just how many acorns are you going to be able to spend in 6 days? Depends how many cards you get and which cards. So that's but definitely don't miss the invite letters. Going through, these are the heroes you can buy from the arena right now, at least in our version of the game. And again, it's the ones I showed you. This is Igor, but aside from that, you can see everybody. I just finished Igor recently. He's totally done, and as is Cecia. And then this is all the A-tier heroes that you can buy all of the A-tier heroes here in the Dream Store. And the Dream Store spends what you earn here fighting these guys. Every day I will have updates for you on the teams that I'm using and the lineups. You can see here, like the lineup that I'm using here to fight King Croaker. And if you have, you're like, oh, here's the heroes I have. What should I use? Like, especially if I'm streaming, or you can drop a message on the Discord. And if I have, I'll swing through and I'll try and answer as many as I can every day for you guys. So swing by, let me know what you need. And I love helping you guys out. So, and of course, the arena is the PvP area where you want to, I think I said this earlier, but you want to push this as much as you can during the beta. getting as many, it's a daily, based on your rank, daily is how many coins you'll get daily. And if you are pushing this early, then you will probably have the opportunity to buy at least one of those heroes by the end. I think we got just enough coins to do it the last time. I had enough to buy one. I think I bought Hewen like it was like the last day, but still, you know. So do this early. As soon as you get in, get some heroes and try and push the arena and get ahead of people, because you will be able to earn that many more coins. You know, it's a compounding equation. The faster that you do it, the sooner that you do it, the more you'll have, and then the more you'll be able to buy, and then the more you'll be able to do, and it all adds. So do it quick. Or don't, you know, go explore Xperia. You don't have to do all this stuff. This is just how to do it if you wanna, if you're trying to min-max, you know, but like, go get yourself, you know, go get yourself a friend and run around Xperia and have a good time. You can pick who you get to run around with. You guys might not know that when you're playing, but that'll probably explain it to you. But when you come up here, you can pick who's on my squad. My squad is, you remember I was running around with Lamont and Citrana and my Shadow and my homeboy. Like, you can pick who you roll with, right? So like, we could take him off and add Hewen, and now we're rolling with Hewen out here in the world. So that's a cool thing that you guys may not have known. Like, there she is, chilling. It's a great game. I can't wait to play it with you all. Let me know what else you want to know about. I'll do maybe at least one more update to answer all the questions you guys might have, as well as don't forget to subscribe so that I can let you know when I know how many entries into the beta I'll be able to give out. This is Xperia. We're really down in it, especially you guys have been playing AFK Arena for years, maybe like I have. This is the ultimate treat. Ooh, is that gold I haven't gotten? The map's really cool. You can float. Look, if you go here, once you've explored an area, you can click over here. I talked to some people who didn't even figure this out the last time. You click over here on your map. So wait, I'll go back. So we're here. Here's a little mini map, right? There's some gold that I clearly have not gotten in 8 months. We go here, and then I can click on any area I've been to. So we were here. So let's click here. And if I click this, it's going to port me right there. And now I can run over to, where was that? Yep, there it is. Look. Aha! Gold. We were like over here or something. But let me know in the comments down below if there's anything else you guys would like to know, or things you're excited about, or what you want to see, or especially any questions that you have about what's going to be coming up, and I'll answer them as best I can. And that's everything I know tonight. So thanks for watching. Analytica forever, and stay safe, Xperians. Smokey is, whoops, probably the best healer in the game. At the early levels, the healers might be all about even. The game's a little different every time, right? So it's hard to say without getting in there. So I'll release a new set of this as soon as we actually get our hands on the game. And at the beginning, he's just as effective as Rowan is, for example, because Rowan pulls out his little cart, and on it are health potions. So if Rowan dies, he can still heal your team, which, especially when you're just starting out, is like really useful, right? If a hero can die and still do their job, let's get him. Plus, it's Rowan. It's, if you play AFK Arena, you know Rowan, he's the best. And he has his duck on his head, right? Braddock. Braddock is an Axe. Let's see, the third healer, which you don't need to put 3 healers on here, but just so you know her, this is Hewen. She is a wonderful healer. She's a little fairy that lives in a pond. She's like the size of a leaf. And she's wonderful. She was my first hero I ever got to 3 stars. She's an incredible healer. They just added a haste to her heal as well. Not her ult heal, but her single target adds a 30 haste for 5 seconds now. Really, really strong character. At the legendary level now, you get to enhance heroes. That's her enhancement. And then Who else in here? So again, we'll have to take a look when we get in there, and I'll tell you exactly who I would put on here. But I would put at least 2 of these 3 healers on here, and then I would put on characters that you can't get through the arena or through the Dream Realm. These are things that you're going to be doing and earning coins in, doing arena battles. You want to do as many arena battles as you can right away, by the way. That's one of the best starter tips I can give you, because you will get coins and you'll be able to buy one of these guys, right? So you'll be able to buy yourself a Huon or a Rowan. So you can't buy Smokey. He's not in there, same as Thorin. That's part of why they're so sought after. So I would definitely keep Smokey and Thorin on this list, but I would probably throw either Rowan or Huon on here as well until you get a healer, because you're going to need one to move through quickly if you're trying to see as much of the game as you can. Then I would just, even though you can also buy Cecia in the arena store, I would put her on here until you get her. She is a one-woman machine. She's the best carry in the game still, I think, probably. It's been a while since I had any new campaign to do, but throughout the campaign and the whole early game, as it has always been the case since I've been playing, that Cecia is the best early carry because she can tank and do damage and self-heal. She's a one-woman do-it-all kind of shop. So Cecia, really strong hero. Her only weakness is like a single target on bosses and that kind of thing. You're going to be able to do better with some other heroes in the Dream Realm. But when you're doing Dream Realm battles, remember this, you want to use probably the most ascended heroes you have are probably going to be the best ones, but play around with it, right? Because it'll depend who they are. Aside from that in here, let me just go over. So the other heroes that you can't buy anywhere that you would definitely want on here, if you were playing the full version of the game, Rice, you cannot buy anywhere. This is the newest hero. It's a Mauler. I just got him today. I actually haven't tested him out yet. You cannot buy Vala. You cannot buy Rice. You cannot buy... Shakir is my favorite hero in the game. He is an awesome, awesome rogue. He's the Lost Wolf King. A little bit of lore. He is the leader of a group of humans, of Lightbearers. He's a Mauler who quit the war because he was against the war. He didn't like all the bloodshed, and a troop of ragtag humans that he saved their lives decided to follow him as their leader, and they are just total mercenary outcasts that do their own thing with like factionless band of they're treated like bandits, but they're not. They're just renegades that live kind of outside society. Is a very cool character. But he's also a great invade rogue kind of hero. You can't buy him anywhere. He goes in with this spin move. He's a melee, and everyone else in his spin move range gets hasted, and it's a great buff for the team. So you can actually take it on manual and send him into your team instead of into the enemies, and buff everyone, and a lot of times it's a better use of it because the damage isn't as high as the buff will be if you buff one of your damage doers. So anyone else in here you can't buy? You can buy. Cannot buy Rice, like I said. You can buy Cecia, so just for a second, I just want to show you the ones you can't. You cannot buy this chick, Temerity. Her you cannot also not buy, and Iron might be a really good one to have in there. So you know, figure out what you want exactly. Oh, and Carolina, but Carolina needs some building in order to be useful, so probably stay away from her during the beta test, but I'll let you know if that's different, if it seems that's not the case for the Voyage. Really, whoever you get on a 5-day test is probably going to be super good if you get them on their S level. The only S level heroes that aren't that good is like Lambert, this guy, and Atalanta, who I still do not have, and again, it's not an accident. Yeah, Brutus he's a great tank. If you can't get a Thorin, Brutus would be an excellent option in here too. You're going to want at least one tank and one healer, and then you're good to go with whatever you're getting. So that's pretty much... Granny is also a really good tank. So her and Thorin and Brutus are the 3 main tanks in the game. Then we get to A level, right? So in A level, these are all the A level heroes. The A level heroes, like I said, you need a lot more copies of. You don't want to have any of them in here. So I'll show you. We are in the Epic Hero Recruitment. There's 2 kinds of cards. There's these cards, these red cards here. These guys. and there are the normal envelopes, these guys. So the epic recruitment has higher chance of pulling rares, right? It's different. Oh, whoops. It's a different. Here we go. The percentages. 5% chance to pull an epic hero, 15 on an elite hero from your wish list, and then these chances on these. An Omni Acorn can be used to upgrade anyone, any faction, whereas the normal acorns are Lightbearer Acorn, Graveborn Acorn, etc. So that's in the epic hero recruitment. You have a higher chance of getting epic heroes, 5%, and you can pick 5 for your wish list. So while you can put the A levels on, I wouldn't recommend it, at least not in the first 5 days. But to go over them all while they're here like this, actually, let's go into the other wish list. That might be the best place to go over them, because it only really matters, since you're not going to put them here, it only really matters how they compare to the others of their faction, and I'll show you why. And before I go, let me change this back to the ones that I need on here, or I'm gonna forget, and then I'm gonna pull something I didn't want, and I'm gonna be very upset about it. Rice, Shakir, Thorin, Iron, Valley. Yeah, it looks right. So none of these 5, you can't get any of these guys in the Dream Realm, as I said.